Shabbat Shalom.
Oh.
It's a little loud, Chris, I think. No? What do you all think? A little loud. Now batting. Sounds a little loud.
Hine matovu manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matovu manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov shevet achim gam yachad. Page 128 in the Siddur, right below Hine matov is Ma yafeh hayom. How beautiful is this day? Ma yafeh hayom, Shabbat Shalom. Ma yafeh hayom, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Ma yafeh hayom, Shabbat Shalom. Ma yafeh hayom, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. So did you see in the news that Israel launched a lunar probe? Did you see that? No. So Israel's going to be one of the, if all goes as according to plan, will be the fourth nation and the first nation to do this independently, to launch a probe to land on the moon. And it's going to do a soft landing, and it's going to land right around Pesach time. So I guess out of Egypt and into lunar space, lunar orbit. Anyhow, I thought that was really remarkable that such a small and vibrant country could be so forward-thinking in its technology and its endeavor. That has nothing to do with Shabbat. I just wanted to share that with you. I thought that was very interesting. Our service continues, page 134? 31. Shir Adonai, Shir Chadash, we sing unto God a new song.
Shiru l'Adonai, Shir Chadash, Shiru l'Adonai, Kol haaretz. Shiru l'Adonai, Baruch Shemo, Basru miyom liyom Yeshuato, Sapru v'goyim kevado, Bechol ha'amim nifleotav, Ki gadol Adonai, Umholal me'od, Norahu, Al ko Elohim, ay, ay, ay. Yadai, 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 yadai,
Page 142, Shalom Aleichem.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei HaSharet, Malachei HaElyon, Melech Malachei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Boachem l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Baruchuni
l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei Alechem Sholom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei HaMelachim, Kadosh Baruch Hu. We turn back in our prayer books to page 121 for the lighting of the Shabbos candles. And as we do, we want to invite the Tuan Steens. We want to invite our Benot Mitzvah, as well as their parents, Peter and Laura, to join us here at the candles for the lighting of the Shabbos candles and a reading beforehand.
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us, as their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we, in our own day, be among those who kindle light.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. Shabbat Shalom.
Our service continues, page 138, as we welcome the Sabbath bride, Lecha Dodi.
Lecha Dodi likrot kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela Shamor v'zachor v'dibor echad hishmianu El hamiuchad Adonai echad Ushmo echad l'shem ultiferet Letehila lecha Dodi likrot kala B'nei Shabbat nekabela Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha ki mekor haberacha mirosh mikedem nesucha sof maaseh b'machshava techila lecha Dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela Mikdash melech ir melucha kumitzehi mitoch ha'afecha Rav lach shevet be'amecha bracha v'hu yachamo alaychem la lecha Dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela Hitoreri, kiva orech, kumi uri, shir daberi, kivod Adonai, alaych migla, lecha Dodi, likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat, nekabela. Boi v'shalom ateret bala, gam b'simcha uv'tala, toch emune am segula, boi chala lecha Dodi, likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela.
We turn our prayer books to page 206, no,
D3?
263, I was right.
You're right.
I didn't even know. Page 263, remain standing for Chatzi Kaddish, and as we do, we invite our Banot Mitzvah to join us on the Bima to lead the rest of our service.
Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabba Ve'almad yivrachute ve'amlich malchute B'chayechon u'v'yom echon U'v'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael Bagala U'v'zman kariv Ve'himeru Amen Yesh me Rabba mevarach le'alam u'lam me'amaya yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitnaseh v'yitromam v'yithadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei dekudesha barichu le'elam min kol berchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata damiram ve'alma ve'imeru. Amen.
Baruch et Adonai HaMevorach.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. Please be seated. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bidbaro ma'ariv arvim b'chokhmah poteh she'arim u'v'tvuna mishnei itim u'machalif et hazmanim u'msader et hakochavim b'mishmer techem b'kir kertzona b'rei yom v'layla golel or mipnei choshech v'choshech mipnei or u'mavdir yom u'vei layla u'mavdil ben yom u'vein layla Adonai tzeva'ot shemo El Hai v'Kayam, Tamid Yimloch Aleinu Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Ha'ma'ariv Arvim.
Amen. 266.
Ahavat Olam Beit Yisrael Amcha Ahavta. Torah u'mitzvot u'kim u'mishpatim otanu limad etzah. Al Kain Adonai Eloheinu b'shofbeinu uvkumeinu nasiach bechukecha v'nisma v'divrei Toratecha u'bemitzvotecha le'olam le'olam va'ed ki hem hayenu be'orech yameinu u'behem negei yomam v'layla ve'ahatecha al tasir mimenu le'olamim. Baruch atah Adonai ohev amo Yisrael ohev amo Yisrael.
We continue responsively. In each age we receive and transmit Torah. At each moment we are dressed by the world.
In each age we are challenged by our ancient teaching. At each moment we stand face to face with truth.
In each age we add our wisdom to that which has gone before. At each moment the knowing heart is filled with wonder.
In each age the children of Torah become its builders and seek to set the world firm on a foundation of truth.
Baruch atah Adonai ohev amo Yisrael. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levecha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha v'chayu hadvarim ha'elech asher anochi metzavecha hayom al levavecha ושינתם לבניכם ודיברתם בם, ושבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך, ושוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם להיות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, והובטחתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך. למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיהם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם. Emet. We continue responsively on page 269. We worship the power that unites the universe, a promise of harmony for all.
Yet that oneness eludes our grasp as imperfection and evil abound.
Before our eyes there is a vision of perfection, order, and goodness.
There is evil enough to break the heart, and there is good enough to exalt the soul.
When will redemption come?
When we grant everyone what we claim for ourselves.
Long ago we escaped the tyranny of Egypt. Our people saw the power of the Most High.
We learned God's presence redeems time and event, so we celebrate this power that makes for freedom.
Mi chamocha be'elim Adonai, mi chamocha nedar b'kodesh, nora tehilot o seifele, nora tehilot o seifele, machotecha rahuvanecha, bokei ayam lifnei Moshe u'Miriam, Ze'lianu ve'amru, Adonai mimloch, Adonai yimloch, le'olam va'ed. V'nemar, kifad Adonai et Yaakov, Ogalo mi'ad chazak mimenu, Baruch atah Adonai, Ga'al Yisrael.
Continue with Hashkivenu, page 271.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom, l'shalom. V'hamidenu shomreinu lechaim. Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha, ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha. Amen. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom, l'shalom. V'hamidenu shomreinu lechaim. Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha, ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha. Amen.
Prepare for this moment of our service of Vishamru as we think about what does it mean to keep Shabbat. There's a beautiful saying, I think it's actually not in this service, it must be in service 1, of the wonderful Hebrew poet and writer Achad Ha'am, who said that more than the Jewish people have kept Shabbat, Shabbat has kept the Jewish people. That this opportunity we take every week to separate ourselves from the busyness of the world around us, to just be in the holiness and sanctity of time and relationship. That's what this is all about. So we'll sing together Vishamru, page 272.
Veshamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל, ביני ובין בני ישראל, ביני ובין בני ישראל, אותי לעולם. Yum bada bim bum bye, Shabbat Shabbat, yum bada bim bum bye, Shabbat Shabbat, yum bada bim bum bye, Shabbat Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et hashamayim ve'et haaretz uvayom Hashvi Shabbat Vahinafat Yum bada bim bum bye Shabbat Shabbat Yum bada bim bum bye Shabbat Shabbat Yum bada bim bum bye Shabbat 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 Shalom.
Rise together now for the Amidah, which begins on 274. We'll start as individuals with our own silent prayer before we join together. Page 276.
אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, קודשים בכל מלך הסלח, ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש.
You are holy, your name is holy, and those who are holy praise you every day. Blessed are you, Adonai, the holy God. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'el hakadosh.
Please be seated and join together at the bottom of 277.
Eloheinu ve'Elohei avoteinu ve'imotenu, ritzei v'menuchateinu, kadshenu b'mitzvotecha, v'tein chalkeinu b'toratecha, sabeinu mituvecha, v'samcheinu b'shuatecha, v'taher libeinu, v'taher libeinu, v'taher libeinu le'ovdecha be'emet, v'taher libeinu, v'taher libeinu, v'taher libeinu le'ovdecha be'emet. V'hanchilenu Adonai Eloheinu, be'ahava v'ratzon Shabbat, kodshecha ve'anochu v'Yisrael mekadshesh mecha Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh HaShabbat.
Middle of 278, we'll read together. May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day. And may we all live in such a way that this day fulfill its promise. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh HaShabbat. Amen.
Ritzei Adonai Eloheinu Be'amecha Yisrael U'tefilatam be'ahava tekabel U'tehi l'ratzon Tamid avodat Yisrael Yisrael Hamecha El Karov Lecho Korov Penei Elavadecha Vechonenu Shepach Ruchacha Aleinu V'techazena Einenu Beshuvecha Letzion Verachamim Baruch atah Adonai Hamachazir Shechinato Letzion Letzion
The bottom of page 280, 4 lines from the bottom, we have these beautiful words of this prayer of gratitude, of hoda'ah. It says, V'al nisecha shebachol yom imanu. We thank God for the miracles of every day. The miracles of every day, we can imagine that there are those miracles of each and every breath, of each and every heartbeat that we don't even recognize, but also the miracles that maybe we don't see every day or experience every day, but they are around us all the time. And so we just take a moment to maybe just consider this past week that has gone by, and what miracle did you experience? What did you encounter? What happened in your week for which you are grateful this Shabbat?
Ve'ol nisecha sheb'chol yom imanu Ve'ol niflotecha v'tovotecha me'olam kivinu lach me'olam kivinu lach Ve'ol nisecha sheb'chol eit erev avoker v'tzorayim me'olam kivinu lach me'olam kivinu lach Hatov kiluchalu rachamecha ve'hamrachem כאילו תמו חסדיך מעולם, קיווינו לך מעולם, קיווינו לך.
Continue with Shalom Rav, page 282.
Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki ata Melech Adon Lecho HaShalom. Ki ata Melech Adon Lecho HaShalom. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. V'tov beinecha levarech et amcha Yisrael bechol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Baruch atah Adonai hamavarech et amo Yisrael Shalom. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru ve'imeru amen. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol yoshvei tevel ve'imru ve'imeru amen.
I invite you to turn to page 371. Middle of that page, we have our Mishaberach, our prayer of healing, which we share the words, the really beautiful English words written by the late Debbie Friedman, who wrote that we should help ourselves and our loved ones find the courage to make our lives a blessing. I think that in the face of illness even, that there is so much blessing that can be gleaned from, again, the relationships, from the caring, from the sense of hope that can still be with one, even when struggling with illness. In the Shabbat, we especially think of those in our community who are struggling with illness at this time and injury. And as we share their names, we bring our thoughts and our prayers toward them. We think of Kuye Song, Ellen Becker, Judy Ashbourne, Violetta Askenazi, Jacob Dorman, Danny Libert, David Natan Ben Serrel, Karen Harris, Marion Baird, Michael Cavell, and Yana Timko. If you have other names to add, I invite you to share them at this time. Join together. Mishaberach Avotenu Mekor HaBracha
of strength, who bless the ones before us. Help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mi sheberach imotenu mekor habracha leavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
A pleasure to now invite Dana Marks to the Bima, a member of our board of trustees. We changed that. Directors. We're not trustees anymore. The board of directors of our shul, to share some announcements with us.
Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Just a few announcements this week. Tickets are now available online for the Dreamers and Builders 2019 Gala. It's on Sunday, May 5th at 6 p.m. Please join us for an evening of community celebration at the Vancouver Convention Center, and it's honoring Susan Mendelson and Jack Lutsky. Help us support Sarah Ziff and Lucy Zadzik's Mitzvah Project fundraising efforts by attending their Giant Mitzvah Project book sale this Sunday, February 24th at 9:30 to 1 o'clock in the social hall. Come get some answers about the real world of Shtetl, Haredi Jews and Modernity on Thursday, February 28th and Thursday, March 14th at 7 o'clock. Rabbi Dan has invited Rabbi Avraham and Shifra Fiegelstock to join us for a two-part class. There will be refreshments provided by Nava Creative Catering. It's open to the community, but please RSVP online. And for anybody in their 20s and 30s, please register for the next Nefesh Minyan. It's going to be on Friday, March 1st at 6:30. It's a musical Kabbalat Shabbat service followed by a classic yet relaxed dinner. And again, you can register on the temple website. And for everybody else, there will be a regular evening service. That's going to start at 8:15 as usual. And lastly, big mazel tov to Alexis and Jordana, Tuan, and family on their Benot Mitzvah. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom again. So this week's Torah portion is Parshat Ki Tisa. It has within it the story of the golden calf, perhaps one of the most well-known stories in all of Torah, right up there with the Ten Commandments and Noah and his ark and the binding of Isaac. If you remember, Moses goes up the mountain for 40 days, and while he's away, the Israelites get restless. They wonder if he's ever coming back. They think that he's died because he hasn't returned, and what will they do without him? Moses then comes down after being with God and receiving the Ten Commandments from God's hands. God writes them in black and white fire. On his way down, Moses sees the golden calf and the Israelites dancing to it and praying to it, and Aaron, his brother, a part of the mix, and he tells them, and God tells them what they have done, and that God is going to destroy the Jewish people and get Moses a new people, because this people is clearly not up for Moses' standards. And then Moses argues with God. In the long history and tradition of Jews arguing with God and about God. And even though this people, he says, has already complained about Moses' leadership and disobeyed him, and they've lost faith, and they've accused him of liberating them only so they could die in the desert, even though they fetch all these things to Moses, Moses does not abandon them and tells God, you can't destroy these people. If you do, what will they say about you? That you brought them out of Egypt just to kill them in the desert? No, you're in covenant. You're in relationship with them. You've got to temper your anger. We've got to work this out. And so God relents. The people are spared God's wrath, but they then must face the wrath of Moses. It's like you get off from dad, but mom is going to come get you. And Moses is incensed. He's incensed with their actions, and he makes them actually literally eat the ashes of the burned now golden calf. They have to eat their sin. Sometimes eating is a sin. They have to eat their sin. So the question that comes up from this, I think, is why didn't Moses take God's offer? Why not upgrade, get a new people? Why not abandon this people and just start over? They have been such nudniks the whole way through, fetching and complaining so much. They don't have any real love for him, it seems, or confidence in him. They abandon him in just a few hours after he's left, because he's a little bit late. The great rabbis of the Torah commentaries, they had that same question. They wondered, too, why Moses didn't just abandon the people and start over as God offers him. Rav Huna in Exodus Rabbah, which is a collection of midrashim, of folk tales that come about this book of the Torah, about the book of Exodus, the second book from the Torah, from which our Torah reading is drawn this week. He explains Moses' loyalty to the people in this way, through this analogy. He says that God is like a father who helps a son open a store on a crime-infested street and then gets angry at his son for engaging in criminal activity and evil. And a friend says to this father, "You are guilty of this too, you know. For you put him on that street, and you surrounded him with all of those bad influences. What do you expect him to do? Don't you expect the environment to have an influence on him? Of course you do." In other words, according to this teaching from the Midrash, Moses intervenes on the people's behalf because he blames God. He blames God for surrounding them with idol worshipers for so long. It's that old nature versus nurture argument. These people who not long ago spent 435 years as slaves in Egypt have only known paganism, have only known idolatry. Of course they revert to that practice at the moment that they feel abandoned, the moment Moses leaves them alone as he goes up the mountain. What else would you have expected? They were incapable of overcoming their circumstances and conditions in which they had been raised. Moses, like a parent who recognizes that children without sleep or amped up on screen time or sugar will exhibit irrational behavior, which is totally rational to the parent when the parent considers the underlying circumstances and understands the process and the challenge of rehabilitation. Moses knows that there will be setbacks and therefore intervenes. In this case, not just to save a child from the ill effects of a temper tantrum, but to save God from performing an injustice because of God's own temper tantrum. Now, commentators on this parsha, they also point out that what really upsets Moses was the language that God used to describe the actions of the people. Where previously God had always called the Israelites my people, now, announcing the divine punishment, God says to Moses, "They're your people," as if to imply it was Moses' fault alone for their behavior. When they are good, they belong to God. But when they are bad, they belong to Moses. Again, the rabbinic commentators offer a helpful analogy, explaining that the situation is like that of a grower, or a vintner, I would say, and a vineyard owner. A grower and a vineyard. When the wine is good, credit is given to the vineyard, the grapes, the soil, the climate, the seasons. But when the wine is bad, the grower, the vintner, is at fault. Moses is upset with God, that God is trying to have it both ways. In essence, Moses is saying to God, these people, they belong to both of us. We are on the hook for the good and the bad that they do. So therefore, neither of us can abandon them. We're doing this together. Rabbi Abraham Joshua Heschel, the great modern theologian and philosopher, Jewish theologian and philosopher, wrote, "In a free society, some are guilty, but all are responsible." In a free society, some are guilty, but all are responsible. Protecting others from harsh judgments by pleading their case, which is perhaps why there are so many Jewish lawyers, and urging understanding of those pressures and conditions over which they may have little or no control, which is perhaps why there are so many Jews involved in mental health and psychiatry, is judged within Judaism as a high moral obligation. It's a sacred calling. It's a mitzvah to argue on behalf of others, to struggle to understand the underlying reasoning behind actions. It's a commandment worthy of the likes of Moses. And it's also perhaps why so many Jewish parents see in their argumentative and oppositional children that they too might be the Messiah, a prophet like Moses. Moses argued with God not over who was guilty, but over who would be responsible. Moses was first and foremost a shepherd. Indeed, that was his primary job experience that got him the job as the leader of the Jewish people. He had been a shepherd, and God reasoned if he looked after his flock, he would look after my flock. The people, God chose, God was a fundamental reason that God chose him to lead the people. Shepherds, parents, teachers, coaches, rabbis to some extent, each of us, when we take the time to really understand a situation, not just react out of our anger or our resentment, but to recognize that, as W.H. Auden famously wrote, there's always another story. There's always more than meets the eye. A lesson as old as this ancient biblical story, but one that we so often forget. You see, when we live in relationship, no one is an island. Moses is in relationship with God, and both are in relationship with the Jewish people. And we, each of us, we are in relationship with each other. Whether we entered into that relationship under the chuppah, or we entered into that relationship because we're both waiting for the light to change, we are in relationship. Assigning guilt as to who is to blame for our problems or the accidents or our failures or misdeeds is to sit as though we are in a passenger seat holding a map and arguing with the driver for getting us lost. When you are in relationship, covenantal, romantic, platonic, social, or any other, you are on a journey together. Maybe one is more guilty than the other. Maybe someone turned left while the other said they should have turned right. But now that you are both lost, you are lost together. And so what is to be gained by only making one responsible for finding the way back home? We can stand there assigning blame all day long till we're blue in the face, till golden calves are made, till God throws up his hands. But at the end of the day, we are stuck in the desert together. And so we have to find our way out together. We have to move past those golden calf moments in our lives, the fight that we had over this or that, because if we value each other, if we value the relationship that we have created together, then together we are responsible for fixing it. But who will be Moses? Who in your relationships will argue for the relationship? Who will argue for the relationship to continue, not to assign blame? In this case, it's easy to be God. It's easy to get angry. It's easy to give up and to want to start over. The harder thing, the holy thing, is, in spite of it all, in spite of all that has been said and done, is to remember what brought you together in the first place, to move beyond the golden calf and get on with the journey to the promised land. A few verses later in our parsha, or even a little bit further, Moses smashes the 2 tablets of the 10 Commandments that God had written. His anger wells up and it bursts forth, but then, after some time, Moses goes back up the mountain, and Moses sits down with God, and they write the next set together. God dictates, Moses transcribes. They work out their differences through collaboration on repairing the breach. And Moses then does the same with the Jewish people. After forcing them to repent for the golden calf, he appoints judges and tribal leaders to help lead the people, to calm their fears, to assuage their anxiety, reassuring them that he will not abandon them. And in response, the people, at least for a brief period of time, they work together. They work with Moses to establish a civil and a just society. They leave the golden calf in the rearview mirror, and they focus on the promised land that is over the horizon. And they focus on how they will get there, how they'll get there together. Ken Yehi Ratzon, as it was true in Torah, may it be true in our lives. Amen. Our service continues, page 586. We rise for Elena. Please be seated. A reading before the mourner's Kaddish. Page 575. Birth is a beginning and death a destination, and life is a journey. From childhood to maturity and youth to age, from innocence to awareness and ignorance to knowing, from foolishness to discretion and then perhaps to wisdom, from weakness to strength or strength to weakness and often back again, from health to sickness and back we pray to health again, from offense to forgiveness, from loneliness to love, from joy to gratitude, from pain to compassion and grief to understanding, from fear to faith, from defeat to defeat to defeat, until looking backward or ahead, we see that victory lies not at some high place along the way, but in having made the journey, stage by stage, a sacred pilgrimage. Birth is a beginning and death a destination, but life is a journey, from birth to death to life everlasting. The mourner's Kaddish is on page 598. On this Shabbat, we recall those who died during this past week or these past 30 days, whose families are in the midst of Shiva and Shloshim. As I read the name of your loved one, if you could rise and remain standing so that we could comfort you in our midst. Yosef Kabanovsky, Emerson Stoika K, Baruch Levi. And those for whom the Yortzeit, the anniversary of the death of your loved one, is on this Shabbat, if you too could rise as I read their name. Joseph Moshe Abramovich, Jacob Beko, Gita Tova Bell, Leon Selig Burlow, Dorothy Blasberg, Iris Bowman, Michael Bowman, Cecil Bund, Eve Buski, Alex Cohen, Bessie Coheen, Glenn Dirksen, Clarissa Dozer, Meta Echt, David Folks, Siegfried Heilbrunn, Sarah Israelovich, Kenneth James, Suzanne Jeremy, Leanna Kahaya, Danny Carton, Marceli Korkuzak-Kansky, Ronald Lazar, Brian Lurcher, Yaakov Levitan, Elva Lewis, Myron Lurie, Harold Margulis, Len Marks, Judith Mastai, Vera Miller, Joyce Orenstein, Dylan Ozer, Sabine Pincus, Lily Karpanos Polonsky, Ruth P. Rosenberg, Robert Rowan, Lillian Seelig, Nathan Slutsky, Lenny Smith, Anna Toroskaya, Michael Vinitsky, Sheila Werb. If there's any names that I missed or mispronounced, if you could please rise and share the name of your loved ones as well. Looking around our congregation, we see those who have risen in mourning. We don't want them to stand alone, and so we rise now. Standing by their side, providing the comfort of our presence, we recall all of those who've died in defense of freedom and justice, those victims of terror in this land, in the land of Israel and around the world, as well as those who died in the Shoah and the Holocaust that have no family left to remember them. We recall them for blessing as well. Page 598. Yit Gadal, V'yit Gadash, Shemei Rabbah, V'yalma Divrach Hirutei V'yamlich Malchutei, V'chayachon V'yomechon U'payed Chol Beit Yisrael, Ba'agala U'bizman Kariv V'yimaru Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah Mevarach Le'olam U'lamei Almaya, Yit Barach V'yishtabach V'yit Ba'ar V'yitroman V'yit Naseh, V'yit Adar V'yit Aleh V'yit Alal Shemei Dekudesha B'richu, Le'ela Min Kol Birchata V'shirata, Tushbechata V'nechamata, Daminron Be'alma V'yimaru Amen. Yehei Shlama Rabba Min Shemaya, V'chaim Aleinu V'yakol Yisrael V'yimaru Amen. Osei Shalom B'mromal, Hu Ya'aseh Shalom, Aleinu V'yakol Yisrael, V'kol Yoshvei Tevel V'yimaru Amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and comfort the bereaved among us, and we say together, Amen. The congregation remains standing for a moment as our Benot Mitzvah join us here at the podium to lead us in Kiddush and Motzi. We want to invite all of you to join us as well. We have grape juice and Manischewitz, if not for all, at least for most. We opened a new bottle of Manischewitz. It's fresh.
There we go. That feels better.
It's only a week old. This one.
Yes, this is the wine. Juice. Which one do you want? There you go.
Here vayibakar yom hashishi, vayachulu hashamayim v'ha'aretz, v'kol tzeva'am, v'yachal Elohim bayom hashvi'i melachto asher asa, v'yishbok bayom hashvi'i mikol melto asher asa, v'yibarach Elohim bayom hashvi'i mekadesh oto, kivush v'bot mikol melato asher barak Elohim lasot. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei bria gafen. Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kishan mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho v'ratzonim hilanu, zikara l'maaseh bereshit, ki hu yom tehila l'mikra kodesh, zecher l'tziat Mitzrayim, Kivanu b'charza ve'otanu hidashta miko'amim v'shabbat koshecha ve'ahava u'ratzon imchaltanu Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh haShabbat.
We join together in a motzi.
Motzi lechem min haaretz.
Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom.
Services tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. There is religious school this Sunday at 9:30. Shabbat shalom.